All right, folks, some imperfect justice today for 30-year-old Cyntoia Brown. She's a young woman we told you about who had been convicted at the age of 16 of murdering a man who had bought her as a sex slave. Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam, he had been pressured for the last couple of months to grant her clemency. Well, that actually happened today. Cyntoia Brown is set to be released from prison in August. Again, she served 15 years in prison. She'll still be under supervision for another 10 years. So while this may be justice, it's an imperfect justice. This is what Governor Haslam had to say in his statement of clemency. Quote, "This decision comes after careful consideration of what is a tragic and complex case. Cyntoia Brown committed, by her own admission, a horrific crime at the age of 16. Yet imposing a life sentence on a juvenile that would require her to serve at least 51 years before even being eligible for parole consideration is too harsh, especially in light of the extraordinary steps Ms. Brown has taken to rebuild her life. Transformation should be accompanied by hope." Here's a statement that Cyntoia Brown released. Quote, "Thank you, Governor Haslam, for your act of mercy in giving me a second chance. I will do everything I can to justify your faith in me. I want to thank those at the Tennessee Department of Corrections who saw something in me worth salvaging, especially Ms. Connie Seabrooks for allowing me to participate in the Lipscomb Life program. It changed my life. I'm also grateful to those at the Tennessee Department of Corrections who will work with me over the next several months to help me in the transition from prison to the free world. Thank you to Dr. Richard Good and Dr. Kate Watkins and all of you at Lipscomb University for opening up a whole new world for me. I have one course left to finish my bachelor's degree, which I will complete in May of 2019. Now, folks, this case captured attention nationwide, from local Tennessee politicians to Rihanna to Ashley Judd, but also to a lot of black female social justice groups all over the country, and they were saying she needed clemency. One of the folks who was very involved in this, who also recently talked to the governor as late as last night, is Bishop Joseph Walker, senior pastor at Mount Zion Baptist Church in Nashville, and he's also counseled Brown, and he's joining us right now. Bishop, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, Roland. How are you, man?
So glad to have you here. So first and foremost, I was talking with one of the state representatives who sent me the notice this morning of the clemency, and he said that you really had a number of conversations with Governor Haslam as recently as last night about this case.
You know, Roland, we had a conversation, and actually we had a conversation, the last conversation we had was right about 2 or 3 weeks ago. The governor was in a place where he was really contemplating this case strongly, weighing both sides of the issue, and really wanted to make certain that he got it right. He was a man who really, really wrestled with this and wasn't going to be buttered into a decision. But, you know, he was a moral man and wanted to have a moral conversation with me about it. He asked me some serious questions about, you know, why Cyntoia and not someone else who in the same situation. He asked me about, you know, what would this situation mean in terms of moving the needle forward in terms of this whole issue. And we were able to work through that, and was really able to really help him see what redemption looks like and how she has transformed her life, and how she can be an ambassador for goodwill, and how she can really be the face for the voiceless, the voice for the voices, and the face for this movement of restorative justice for so many who have been sentenced under antiquated laws who are youth.
And you obviously you've been working with her. Have you talked to her today? And if so, what was that conversation like?
It was joyous. She's incredibly excited. You know, we laughed, and I could tell she was just really, really happy. She's really ready to get out, to get to work. That's the kind of person Cyntoia is. You know, wants to get out and certainly enjoy her freedom, but she's committed. She's going to connect. She's already connected with our ministry, and she's going to be really working through the prison ministry and really helping people who are in the same situation that she is, and really wants to go around the country, really encouraging other people in other states to really revisit these laws that are on the books.
A lot of people, when I posted the statement about her, the breaking news alert about her being granted clemency, people first of all said, why is she going to still be on probation for 10 years and why wait until August? Can you explain that?
Yeah, so the legal team, you know, Charles Bone and that team, with the Herculean task that they perform, advocating for this. So in Tennessee, if you're sentenced to first degree, as she was, then it's a mandatory 51 years before you're eligible for parole. She would have been 67 years old. Second degree commuting it to second degree meant that she could, you'd have to serve 15 years to 25. So the governor wanted to, one, make certain that she did serve the 15 years, and actually she's going to be released on the exact same day, 15 years later, that she was incarcerated. When Cyntoia was told the news, and one of the attorneys said to her this morning, "Are you upset that you're not getting out?" She said, "Are you kidding me?" You know, she says, "What?" You know, she was so excited and really is looking forward to the transition from being incarcerated. And the Tennessee Department of Corrections is really working with her to make sure that transition happens well.
You also talked about her preparing for the transition. She also made that statement in the statement that we just read as well. She still has a class to finish, and so what are you and others helping her with? Because I mean, look, she went in frankly as a teenager. Now she's coming out as an adult. I mean, that is a huge transition, going from prison to being free. And especially with, as we also know, there are going to be lots of demands for people wanting her to speak, wanting her to go different places. And so talk about that, please.
Program, and that's where our ministry has connected with her through the Take One program that allows us to mentor her regularly, and our team has already been doing that, and so we're going to support her once she's released. There's going to be a lot of services wrapped around her, a lot of our media team and our partners, and even with the law firm that was representing her is going to kind of wrap their arms around her and help her navigate through that, because that's going to be a lot. And so she's really excited about the support that we're offering, and of course her legal team is offering as well.
All right, Bishop Joseph Walker, we certainly appreciate you joining us, and thank you so very much for all of the work that you and others did to help free Cyntoia Brown.
Thank you, sir.
All right, want to go to our panel right now. Joining us, Dr. Avis Jones-Dweaver, leadership strategist. Also, Michael Brown, former vice chair, DNC Finance Committee, and Eugene Craig, CEO, Eugene Craig Organization. I'll start with you, Avis. Obviously, good news. And obviously, there are a lot of people who, again, I saw these people who are saying, okay, but, you know, why August, why August, why August? But as you heard the bishop say, her deal is like, look, I'm getting out.
Absolutely. I mean, that is the main thing. We're happy that she's getting out because, as was mentioned, she could have been there for 51 years. So I'm so happy that the governor has recognized the injustice of this overarching sentence that would have just destroyed her entire life, and has allowed now her the ability to be able to just have a few more months left where she can see literally the end of the rainbow, work towards finishing her degree, and ultimately be able to live the rest of her life in freedom.
Michael and Eugene, look, one of the issues that this country has had, Supreme Court ruled on it when it came to these life sentences for juveniles. I mean, this is a fundamental problem in this country where individuals who committed acts when they were 14, 15, 16, and America said, what the hell, we're just going to throw the book at you, and let's just be clear, most of them were people of color. This has forced governors, Republicans and Democrats, to recognize that we have an unjust system in terms of how we target and deal with young offenders.
And it also shows, Roland, how important advocacy is, because clearly the governor felt enormous amounts of pressure, probably from both sides. I'm sure he got letters on the other side of the issue, but the kind of pressure he got from all over the country, frankly, not just in that state, I think really helped him and his folks say, you know what, this is the right thing to do. And it made it easy for him. He has all the cover in the world, whether he wanted to do it or not. No one can say anything about it. He's not going to lose any votes because of it. So frankly, I think sometimes we... certainly, I'd criticize that particular party on the right side, but sometimes we have to give credit where credit is due, and the governor should be commended.
Eugene?
Yeah, I agree 100%. You know, when the governor started signaling that he was, maybe leaning towards this, I said he had nothing to lose with it. He had everything to gain with it, and I'm glad that he has stepped in. And a lot of governors are stepping in because the system is broken, and it's a never-ending fight. Organizations and advocacy are, it's been an engaged fight. And this is another W put up on the board.
All right, then. So we'll certainly be following this to see what happens next. But again, Cyntoia Brown will be released from prison in August, granted clemency by Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam. You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.